Well, g'day fishers. It is Friday, which means it is fishery report time. And how good is it? The East Australian current's pushing down, pushing some cracking warm water into our coastline, up to 24 degrees on the inshore at the moment, pushing into the bay, warmer up the back of the bay, which means there's plenty of whiting in the bay at the moment. So if you're keen on doing a bit of whiting fishing, whether it be surface lures or whether it be on live worms, live nippers, I'd suggest getting out there this weekend. It is definitely time to catch a feed of sand whiting, that's for sure. So you want to fish the incoming tide. Any of the beaches are holding really good whiting. Just got to fish a light leader, light sinker. So Shoally's been fishing well, especially out the front of the caravan park. You can get down to Nelson Bay Beach near Fly Point on the incoming tide, as long as there's not too many swimmers. And then back down to Corlette towards the anchorage, around in Little Salamander Bay, and also out towards Cromarty Bay if you're land-based. Now in the boat, you can get up to any of those flats at Taylor's Beach. You can duck over to Pindimer. You can also get up to Tarlees. So all those flats there, really good for the surface lures at the moment. You also get a few flatties on those flats if you're casting a few surface lures, so definitely worth a shot there. Speaking of flatties, still some good cracking flathead being caught this week. Pete's been into them again. Those 3-inch prawns by the Bay Junkies just doing a tremendous job inside Port Stephens at the moment. We're running out of stock real quick, but they're working unreal. Likewise, young KO. He's been fishing bait, slow rolling pillies around the shorelines here at Nelson Bay, doing really well on the flatties as well. So plenty of good flatties around at the moment. They're hanging in the lower estuary at the moment, so the shortcut's been fishing pretty well over that way. I know Jack's been over there slaying a few nice fish up into the 80s. So the lower half of the estuary this time of year fishes really well for duskies, that's for sure. A few bream around. Wouldn't say the bream have been, obviously in prolific numbers, but surface lure is definitely the way to go at the moment for a bit of fun. If you get right up the back of the estuaries this time of year, so if you get right up the back of the top end of the Karua system, you have some good fun around the rock walls and racks up there on surface lures. The salinity's pretty high up that way, so you can get right up towards Allworth there on the surface lures, and it's a good fun day, that's for sure. A few blue swimmers around at the moment as well. If you're keen on getting a few crabs, haven't heard of many muddies, but definitely blue swimmers about up the Tilligary at the moment. You just got to make sure you work those tides and work your traps, that's for sure. Squid in Shoal still good to see the squid are back in Shoal Bay. That is for sure. Smaller jigs doing the work there, 1.8s to 2.2s, few arrows about as well. Bonito turned up in the bay. I spoke to Paul from Fishport Stephens Estuary Charters, getting a few bonito. Now they are feeding on that small bait again, so those armour anchovies doing the job on the bonito on the incoming tide. They seem to be pushing in on that incoming tide. Just look for those white turns fluttering around, and that'll give the bonito away. So around that breakwall through to Corlette area seems to be the go with the bonito at the moment. So that's the estuary. Now on the beaches, finally that redweed has sort of moved a little bit from Fingal, but it's still that top end of the beach, that northern end of the beach, that's doing the job up there. Whiting up on the spit, few nice flatties up there as well at the moment. Some nice gutters down on Samurai, a couple of really nice gutters on Samurai. Some good whiting down there. I know the boys have been getting some smaller mulloway down there as well at the moment. Be worth having a fish around Middle Rock too. Some good little gutters around the rocks there, especially at low tide. Fishes really well on a low tide around Middle Rock if you can get some live worms. Throw in there, we should have some live worms this weekend. Throw in there, you'll get some nice whiting and the odd bream around Middle Rock at the moment. Now Barooby, some really nice gutters down Barooby at the moment, so take your pick. You don't have to go far, you can do it in walking distance, or if you're in the Forby, get down there. Some really nice whiting down that beach at the moment. The water's warm down there as well, so definitely worth the beaches at the moment. Now off the rocks, plenty of guys spinning off the rocks at this time of year. Definitely be worth bonito, chasing bonito off those points there. So Tomaree through to Fingal off Barry Park there. 1 Mile Point Boat Harbour, definitely worth a spin off the rocks for a few bonito. Taylor mixed in as well. Some kingies will be there. Big kings love eating bonito. So if you find schools of bonito, you might find a big king hanging around. So if you've got a stick bait rod ready to go, definitely get a stick bait out there. That's for sure at the moment. So that's about the rocks at the moment. A few guys asked me if there was any pelagics like longtails. I think it's just a little bit early, even though the water's warm. They've just got to push down the coast a little bit further. So a little bit early on the longtails. That March, April's definitely the go at the moment. Now on the offshore scene, some good fish caught this week. Some stunning fish caught this week. We'll begin with the inshore reefs. Spoke to Ted. He got 2 cobia over the weekend, about 10 kilos, just off Fingal there. So cobia has started to turn up to Port Stephens, which is good, that warmer water. Also, our caught one as well, around about the same size, 10 kilos. So a couple of cobia hanging around, which is good news with that warm water. So get a burley trail going, get some live baits out there. You might find yourself an early season cobia at the moment. Few good snap around, but in that deeper water with that warmer water, that's for sure. I like to, if the wind's down, get a slab of slimy on a smaller size 2 ball sinker, just lob it out there, even if you're 40, 50 metres, just lob it out there as fast as you can, stick it in the rod holder and away you go. You should find a couple of nice reds. Heaps of trag around at the moment. If you want to go and catch trag, any of the reefs, the Big Gibber, the Outer V, the 21, down to Uralla, all holding good trag at the moment. So definitely worth a shot if you want to feed a trag. Some of those reefs also holding a few mulloway as well. So throw a live bait down there, you might get a mulloway. Also, around the washes, like I said before, there's plenty of bonito if you want to go for a troll with the kids. Even if you want to get some yourself, plenty of bonito around the washes at the moment. If you do it at first light, that eastern side of Little Island's holding some really, really nice tailor, over 1 kilo on hard body lures. So troll some hard bodies on that very, very first light. You'll get some really nice tailor and bonito through there as well at the moment. So some good fishing about. Haven't heard of any inshore black marlin yet, but it's not far away, I don't think. We just need a little bit of current to push in there, a little bit of wind. You might get the odd one. I know of a couple of boys have been trying. You might find the odd straggler in there at the moment, but I think the bulk of the fish won't be too far away. Give it another couple of weeks, and I think it'll be on, that's for sure. So fingers crossed, but it's just a little bit early yet anyway. But on the shelf, some good fishing on the shelf. Spade to Calypso boys. I think they're up to about 15 fish for the week. They've done 3 charters out on the shelf there. Stripes, mixture of stripes and blacks. The boys have been skip baiting out there and teaser fishing and doing really, really well. Some big dolphin fish out there at the moment as well. Bircho sent me a photo last night of one that he caught, 23.5 kilos. Spoke to Paul as well. He got some really nice fish that are up there around that 20 kilo mark. So some big dollies out towards the shelf at the moment, smaller ones around the fad. But if you're keen to get out the shelf, especially Saturday, looks like a weather window, definitely worth a shot out there at the moment. So anywhere from 32.50 down to the car park, that 10-mile stretch, fishing pretty well. Just find a patch of bait. But definitely skip baiting's working really well. You can cover the ground there at the moment. So fishing pretty hot at the moment. Anyway, that's it for this week. Enjoy your weekend. Get out there, get amongst it.